We have a birthday today. I completely forgot, and she had to step out in a minute or two.
Oh.
She hates being called out on that.
Oh.
The lovely Mary Barkley is having her birthday today. Don't do it. She'll be furious. First guest stars. Let me know when she returns to the stage. You know what would be great if we had some confetti and balloons to drop.
We had them.
Our first guest stars on the very popular television series, The Big Bang Theory. Aired earlier tonight on this network. Here's the lovely Kaley Cuoco, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back, Kaley.
So nice to be here
it's nice
again.
to see you. Always good to have you with us.
What's up, boys?
And Kaley Cuoco. Is there something I should know?
It's a wibble thing.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Whoa, hello.
We have a thing. That's all.
Did you and your family go to the Emmys? The show was nominated. God. You were nominated. Everybody was nominated.
I wasn't personally nominated.
That's right.
But the show was.
That was great. So you and your family go there?
My dad. I brought my dad as my date.
From where was your dad?
Yes.
Where did he live?
He lives near me in California.
You're from California?
Yes, I'm from LA. And I promised him a date to the Emmys, and I also made him promise that he was not allowed to embarrass me. So he bought a suit at Men's Warehouse, and he was very proud of it and very excited. He looked fantastic. And
how is he interacting with your show business life?
Well, I realize I've been doing this for 20 years now, and I've never taken him to a red carpet event. I just never thought he'd really want to go, and he really wanted to go, but he was in shock. I mean, he saw the red carpet, and I don't know if you guys realize, but this is going to sound like a sob story, but the photographers are really mean. They're like, look this way, turn this way, and they kind of yell at you.
They want that picture.
They want
to be the person responsible for the picture.
Yes, and so my dad was a little taken aback, and he kept saying, they're not being very nice to you. They're not being very nice to you. He was very concerned, but he didn't really understand, but he had a ball. I just told him he wasn't allowed to talk to anybody.
Right.
And
now when you say anybody, you're worried about famous people or just anybody?
Famous people, anyone in general, but famous people. We were sitting next to Gwyneth Paltrow, and I kept seeing him go like this. I was like, stop it. He just kept eyeing, but he was on great behavior, and we had a great time.
Did you go to, they have the thing afterwards, the big dance, the ball or whatever that is?
Went to the governor's ball, we had a few drinks, my dad played 100 questions with me, and we made our way home. But you know, that he knows now that was his one invite, and
that was it.
That was the one.
You know, I think it's a very nice thing to include your father.
I like to give back.
I think it's a very nice thing to do. I know
a lot of charity.
that they were charity. Yeah, there you go, Dad. There's a little something for you.
Worst ever. He's the best date.
Were people at the event on the devices, the messaging devices, the tweeting?
The tweeting, yes. In fact, I was one of them. Yes, I am the biggest tweeter. It's ridiculous. I find it interesting that people want to know what I'm having for lunch, and I tell them.
And do they want to? How do you know they want to know what you're having for lunch?
Well, I just believe everything they say to me, and they say, "What are you having for lunch?" And I'm like, I've got to tell them what I'm having for lunch today.
And these are total strangers, people you don't know.
Total strangers. Although my dad, God, speaking of my dad just joined Twitter. Now let me tell you, there's nothing more embarrassing than your dad tweeting you in the morning, going, "Good morning, Kaley," tweeting it, and all my friends
everybody sees
they
that.
see it, and I don't think he's really understanding that it's not a text. It's a tweet. He's not getting like the two things. Or he'll tweet like someone famous he'll follow, so I don't know who, but he'll follow and he'll say, "Why isn't anyone responding to me?" Like, you know, Twitter, you don't really respond to me. He's so cute.
Now, does he have his own little Twitter station? Does he have an account and people follow him?
Yes, he actually, I would do a lot of Follow Fridays, and I was able, do you know what that means? You don't know what that means? So you say like Follow Friday.
Well, you make it sound like it's a weakness.
It kind of is in a way.
Really?
This whole Twitter is a weakness.
Follow Fridays. I don't know what that means.
Follow Friday, basically, if you want someone to follow someone, you say follow them.
Well, where does...
Only on Fridays.
Only on Fridays?
Yeah, only on Friday. So anyway, I told a bunch of people to follow my dad, and he got about 10,000 followers. And then no, I know, it was kind of cool. And then as time went on, and he was tweeting "Good morning, Kaley," and "Great show," and "Thumbs up," and all these things, and his followers went down, like 5,000 to 3,000. He's like, "I'm losing followers." I'm like, "Well, your tweets are lame, Dad."
Well, that raises a fascinating question. Once there is a responsibility, isn't there?
It's a huge responsibility. With great power comes great responsibility. Did I say that right? Oh my God!
But
Chuck Lorre needs to write that.
Who wants that kind of pressure that I got 10,000 people? If I say something they don't like, it may drop by 80%.
It has. I've actually lost followers.
How do you keep that up?
It is a lot of pressure. Free speech is completely not true on Twitter, because you say one thing and then you get all these people getting mad at you, and so it makes me sweat. I'm exhausted. I can't keep Twitter is absolutely exhausting, but I'm pressured. It's like I have to do it.
Yeah.
I'm going to tweet about this right now.
You can't date anybody when you're working, can you? Because the schedule is so crazy, right?
I've been dating. I've been dating. I have.
Have you been married?
No. No. Have you?
Yes. I'm married now, and I was married once before. Yes, I've been married.
You could not write this stuff. I've really had some interesting dates.
When you exchange vows for better or for worse, I've really put that to the test. Thank you very much.
Should I not tell the story? I was going to tell you a dating story. I think you're dying to know.
No, go back to the hotel and tell it to room service guy. Tell us the story.
I'm going to tell you the story. No, I have had some bad dating experiences. One of them recently, this is not a joke, I was really excited. We got on a few dates with this guy, and I noticed every time he'd say, "I'll meet you at dinner," or it was always like a meeting thing, and it was kind of strange. So one night he said, "Would you mind picking me up for dinner?" Which was my first sign to realize he didn't have a car.
You had to pick the guy up.
It was very strange.
Doesn't drive or didn't have a car?
I found out later he didn't have a car, but I still thought he could be the one. So I drive to his place, and he said, "Come on in, have a drink before we go," and blah blah blah. And so I walk in, and he was a hoarder.
Stuff everywhere?
One second. There was stuff everywhere. I'm talking bikes, machinery, papers, Gatorade.
Magazines.
Just magazines everywhere. And
bottles of urine.
A lot of yes. I actually couldn't believe it. And what's funny and sad is that's one of my favorite shows. Okay, Hoarders, it really is. Now, I got to tell the ladies out there, making out on a couch, a hoarder's couch, is such a bad thing. And I'm going to tell you why.
No.
I know we did make out. I let the hoarding thing. I let it. I was okay with it. So I mean, over a minute, but it's the minute you're starting things and things are looking good and hot and heavy, you're just not sure what's real and what's not. There's stuff everywhere.
What do you mean exactly?
It's like you think things are good and things are happening, but you're sitting on a water bottle. I don't know.
Okay.
You know what I mean by that? You just don't know.
I know. Believe me.
You know. There's just stuff everywhere.
There you go, Dad. Twitter that. Well, it's Kaley Cuoco, The Big Bang Theory. Thursdays, you saw it earlier tonight right here on CBS. Nice job. Good to see you. Never lovelier. We'll be right back with Skipper Bibbins and Trent Jackson from Hillbilly Hand Vision, everybody.